Doubling your sales with these tricks. I've already likely stated this at one point or another, but this is very important, which is why I'm going to say it one more time. Offer a free sample or some type of trial period. Whatever your specific service is, make sure that you provide one with a 7-day trial that is just a single dollar. This can include a video, a chapter, or some type of product that you think will incentivize your customer towards choosing you for a prolonged period of time. And the reason is based on 2 points. First, the transaction that occurs with $1 will inspire the buyer to feel a sense of trust. Additionally, this type of transaction removes the buyer's feelings of insecurity towards you and your intentions. Overall, this proves that you deliver a product that you say you're going to deliver, which is key for people in terms of future business. Secondly, if the product that you provide is excellent, it dramatically increases the chance that you will make additional sales in the future. More often than not, a free trial will actually double or even triple the overall conversions of a person making a purchase following that trial. If this process is performed correctly, it can leave a customer very curious to know what the next step is or what the next part of your product contains. That translates into making more sales of the product because they want to see more of it. Advice: always leave the end of your free trial with cliffhangers of little aspects that leaves the buyer curious. And here's the bottom line. If you do not offer your initial services at a dramatically reduced price, then you're losing customers, which could have translated into future sales.
In this video, I'm going to show you how you can set up your own custom search engine that is powered by Google. Now, there are a couple of reasons you might want to do this. First of all, you can put a search engine right on your own website. Good thing about doing this is if you have AdSense on your own website and you have a search engine on that website, people can go and search for whatever they're looking for, whatever keywords. It brings up an article that you have AdSense on and you get a click, of course, then you're going to make some money on it. Same if you have affiliate products on there or whatever. Just makes it easier for people to find stuff on your site. Okay, so all we have to do is go to this URL here. Okay, so it's google.com/CSE, custom search engine. Okay, so you need to sign up for the basics. So you can sign in. So you need a Google account to sign in. If you already have one, you can just use your existing account. Otherwise, you can open a free Google account. Okay, so once you get here, all you have to do is put in the pages that you want the search to encompass. As you can see down here as examples, you can put in a whole site, or you can put in certain pages. You can do certain wildcard things here, for instance, star for subdomains, etc. Okay, so you can set it up the way you want. All right, so let's make a sample search engine here. Okay, so this is a WordPress site. Now with WordPress, of course, you have widgets where you can add your own search engine if you want, just by using the internal one. But I'm going to build one for this site anyway. So I'm going to build it site-wide. But remember, you could do it for any page that you wanted. So if you had a contacts page and you wanted them only searching the contacts page, you could do that. But let's grab this URL here. And then we're going to go back to the custom search engine. And we'll put it in here. Now we don't need the HTTP there in this case because it already does that. So I'll do www. Okay, and you just see it brings up another box here. So you can search across multiple sites. So if we wanted to go into another site that's related to this, if we had a second one, or somebody else's site even, we could do that. Okay, and then the language. Name of the search engine. This is so it's easy to find in your custom search engine results, of course, because you can have as many as you want. Okay, and then we have some advanced options here. Now you see that what this allows you to do is use schemas. Schema are used by most major search engines, including Google. And what it does is it basically groups keywords or words or subjects into a schema. So basically it groups things together by subject. And you'll see an example down here. So creative work, and then you see here you do not need to add video object separately. Okay, so if you go to schema.org here, you can read a little bit more about that. And if you go over to here, to the schemas. Okay, and then here's a full list of types. And you can see them all on the one page here. Okay, so this is obviously an advanced function. If you're doing it with your own site, you want them searching on your site. So I wouldn't worry too much about that one. Okay, so you can add up to 10 schemas on here. Okay, and then by clicking here, you agree to the terms of service. So we'll create. And it's reading it and going through. Okay, so here is our page that has our search engines on it. So at any time, we can come in and edit our search engines right within here. Okay, so very simple to add it to your site. You get the code. You have a public URL, so you can just bring it up with the public URL. Okay, so there's living on the grid, custom search. Okay, so we just go in here, we would search our keyword. Okay, so and then down here, control panel. So if you want to edit it, you can just go back into the control panel here. And then there's some other things you can do as well. Okay, so make money. Okay, and then you make money when somebody clicks on an ad that's in your search results. Okay, then we have admin. So you can add a user in here, and then they'll be able to edit the search engine as well. Okay, then we have indexing. Okay, so this immediately indexes your site, gives you an overview, and then next we have advanced. Okay, and in here you can put in annotations and feeds. Okay, so back to basics here. So you can give it a search engine description. You give it some keywords so the search engine is actually found in Google search engine. Okay, and this is the addition you're using. Okay, down here, whether you want the image search on or off, so you can turn that on if you want. Speech input, if you're going to allow that. Okay, again with your language. And then down here you can manage your sites that you have in there. Okay, and then we'll update. Okay, so there's even more stuff you can do in here to customize it the way you want. Okay, and then back up to the menu here, you see we have a look and feel, search features, statistics, and business. Let's go to look and feel. Here you can change the layout, so you can have compact, 2-page, full width, whatever you want. I'm just going to go with compact here. I'll save that. Okay, so that's for web search. We also have image search here. Okay, so image search is a pop-up, so you can set those the way you want. Then we have themes. Okay, so you can pick it the way you want here. You got a few choices. Just leave it at the default. You can customize it. Okay, so fonts, borders, backgrounds, etc. And then thumbnails. Okay, so we have thumbnails in our search results, and you can turn those off if you want. Okay, so there's some other things you can do there, but you get the basic idea here. So now we can go and we can get our code. Okay, so back into it, and then we'll go get the code here. Okay, this is the code we put on the site, and it'll bring it in the way we set it up there. So let's copy this. Okay, now let's go over to the WordPress site here, and then we're going to go into widgets. Of course, whatever site you're using, you just paste the code on there. Okay, and then in this text widget here, I'll just paste this in, and then we'll save. Okay, now let's go have a look at the site. Okay, and here's the search engine right here. Okay, so we just put it in what we need here. Click. Now we could put a heading up here on the code if we wanted to, but you get the idea. Here's our search, so we could just say solar. Okay, so we got it in kind of a narrow spot here. That's why it's showing up the way it is. Okay, but here it is. Here's our search results. So if somebody clicks on one of these and then clicks an ad, then we get paid for that. Okay, so that is how you can set up your own custom search engine powered by Google. In this video, I'm just going to show you an easy way that you can find buying keywords. Buying keywords are very important if you're trying to sell products. By targeting visitors that are actually looking to buy, you're far more likely, of course, to sell to them. So there are several buying keywords that you need to use. Now, these keywords will be in front of or behind the target keywords of your niche or product. Okay. Now, Google has given us an easy way to do this, and it is in the keyword planner within AdWords. So if we go AdWords keyword planner, okay, and then you'll see keyword planner here. Now you're going to have a AdWords account, which is free to set up. So you'll need a Google account, and then you will have to create an AdWords account as well. Okay, so you can sign in to AdWords here, and if you need to, you can create an AdWords account. So create an account up here. Okay, so I'm just going to sign in. Okay, so once you're into your AdWords account and you've gone to the keyword planner, then what you want to do is go to here, to go to search for new keywords and add group ideas. So click on that. Now in here, put the product or niche you're looking for. So let's say that we were looking for PLR ebooks. Okay, now if we just left it like this, it would find all the keywords for PLR ebooks. But we want to go a step further here. Come down to where it says keywords to include and open that up. Now I've included a list of buying keywords here. And we're going to take these ones at the top down to here. Now these two that I have stars besides, model number and brand name, those are specific to each niche. So, or pretty much each product, I guess. So if you were looking at a physical product, you might want to put the brand name of the physical product or the model number of the physical product in the buying keywords as well. But all you need to do here is grab this like so, do a copy, and then paste it into this box down here. Okay, so there we go. Now over here, just say get ideas, and it will chew on that for a minute and bring in some keywords. Okay, so here we have a graph of the search volumes by month, and then down at the bottom here we have our ad group ideas. So what it's doing is putting the keywords into groups, and then we have our keywords here. This is what we're really looking for. So this will give all the keyword ideas that it found. And this is nice because it shows you the competition and a suggested bid. Now you don't need to particularly worry about bid unless you're doing pay per click, but it does show you the information you need here. Okay, so there's your list of keywords. So all you have to do now is download them. And you can download them in an XSXL as a CSV. Download. Save file. Okay, so there you go. And you now have your keywords, and now you can do any further analysis you want to do or use them as you like.
Okay, so that's an easy way to find buying keywords and what their competition is within Google AdWords.
Killer ideas on how to increase sales using affiliate newsletters. Starting a newsletter is a great way to advertise your affiliate products and increase sales. Create an opt-in inbox on your site and offer them something in exchange for their email address. Once you get their email address, you can start emailing them your newsletter. Your newsletter should go out once a week or once a month. Here are some of the reasons why it is important to send affiliates a newsletter on a regular basis. It becomes easy to address regular questions. You can keep them constantly updated on any new developments, changes in site policies, new tools to use, etc. You can give updates on new contests and products that can lure new affiliates. It allows you to stay connected and communicating to them and always keeping them close. You make them have you in their mind so that they can remember to promote you. Quick, effective tips on how to write excellent affiliate newsletters. Don't just have a boring monthly newsletter. You can make them effective by using subject lines that have keywords. Let your subject line send out a clear message that the newsletter is meant for affiliates and not consumers. If you are interesting enough, be sure that almost every affiliate will be interested to know the contents. Tip: use a subject line that states the highest commission paid the previous week. Another opener is, "Hey Gary, we're grateful that you promote products at whateveryourwebsiteis.com. This defines who you are and how important the Gary is to the organization. Appreciating and acknowledging affiliates will always get them to open emails." Arrange your topics at the beginning of the newsletter to let them know what is inside. A bullet list that briefly states what the contents are will help them grasp what you're offering inside. If you hide your content below, no one has the time to go through everything. You can also hyperlink to the appropriate areas of the newsletter to make their work easier. Affiliates will always look for what suits them. It is your job to make this possible and easier. Keep affiliates close by offering coupons, notice of sales, codes, discounts that they can offer, contests, etc. Before you launch anything new, give affiliates the product for free so that they can write a review and praise it to their traffic with authority. Unlike consumers, affiliates need weekly newsletters. Make it happen because they prefer that you be in touch. If you're doing it once a month, then you need to change. Once a month is a long time, and some might even forget that you exist. Use plain old text for emails. Why? Because emails with these texts load faster on PCs and phones, the emails are less likely to be flagged as spam. Chances that a recipient will read this kind of mail are also high. On the other hand, you can use HTML in case you are in the high-tech industry. You can also use HTML to display new banners. However, if you still don't know what is best for you, be wise and test. Interact with your affiliates by asking them what they need to succeed. Gone are the days when a 20-minute survey used to work. Today, you need to show affiliates your forum and let them join. Ask them what they need, how they need it, and what they think. Their insight can take you far and increase your sales only if you keep them close. If you've never given affiliates a chance on flash sales, this is the time to put them on the list. Flash sales are sales with significant discounts that normally don't last very long and come with little warning. Every affiliate has preference. Many love to plan their promotions, but you will never miss an affiliate who likes flash sales. Do you have a call to action? Call to action at the end of a newsletter can channel affiliates to your webpage for codes and banners or request more information. Giving specific calls to action can help you understand what they need, and you can advise them accordingly. Test your newsletter before you hit send. You can verify this by ensuring the newsletter has no errors, is accurate, and has no spelling mistakes. It is always important to have contact information on every newsletter that you send. If you know nothing about what you should have in your affiliate newsletter, Google and YouTube are your friends. You can get great ideas and tutorials to help you get your newsletter set up correctly. Be ahead of things and know what your competitor does. You can update yourself through their newsletters and check on their latest progress. Generation Z and what it means for your marketing. If you aren't currently tailoring your marketing efforts with Generation Z in mind, you are making a mistake. By 2020, Generation Z will make up half of the consumer base in the global market. Trends point to a younger generation that is more ambitious and eager to prove themselves, and they are as socially aware as they are tech-savvy. They have been raised their entire life with electronic gadgets, and that has made Generation Z fundamentally different than the generation of their parents. One thing that stands out the most when analyzing this generation is their slant towards individualism. In general, they do not try and be something that they are not, because genuine uniqueness is valued by Gen Z. What this means for you is that an attempt at emulating trends will come off as fake and phony and will likely be rejected. It is important for smart marketers to place themselves into the viral lifestyle in order to effortlessly communicate with this audience through current viral trends. Some specific things you can do to tap into these trends are pay attention to memes, hashtags, and popular social networks and adapt what you see in your marketing efforts. Always stay true to your brand identity when dealing with Gen Z. Your values and culture must come through and appear authentic. With so many choices in this global hyper-connected marketplace, it's important that you offer value to the Generation Z crowd in order to capture their attention and their patronage. A new way to think about social media. You can't underestimate the influence social media has on Generation Z. While it is unfair to categorize the generation as selfish, it is true that appealing to their ego is a sure way to connect with them. Social media is a perfect example of this idea manifesting itself into everyday life, as the social connections they make through these sites and apps directly affect their happiness. Make your values come to life. While it is tempting to label the generation as coddled or spoiled, it is important to remember that Gen Z has grown up during a time of genuine recession and global war. Things like terrorism, the banking crisis of 2008, and a loss of faith in their government has produced a generation of activists. Not content simply living for themselves, they'd rather leave an impact on the world when it comes to their chosen profession. They demand the same values from the brands they choose, and many times will only stay loyal to companies that are conscious of their environmental impact. Companies that produce tools that make the world a better place or represent positive ideas through branding will reap the benefits in their bottom lines. It is important then to adopt strategies that are focused on humanity as a whole as opposed to those that only help the enterprise itself. Using visuals to amplify your message. The sheer amount of imagery the average consumer from this generation will see before their 15th birthday is truly staggering. Hundreds of thousands of advertisements have been analyzed, cataloged, and discarded long before they've seen yours. The best messages are those that communicate quickly, and many companies have discovered that the best way to grab and hold the consumer's attention is through the use of GIFs. Because of its brief nature, the GIF is able to pass the Gen Z filter for making decisions and giving brands an opportunity to communicate. Help them establish a brand. The lessons of previous generations are not lost on Generation Z. They've seen millennials try and fail to find suitable jobs after getting their degrees, and they do understand the importance of securing stable income as soon as they can. But this is not a generation willing to take up an idle job to pay their bills. They'd rather donate their time to volunteer efforts or establish an online network. It's important, then, that you use your own branding building as agency for your own messages and advertisements. Tools at your disposal you can use include virtual focus groups and influencer campaigns. Make your customers feel like social media ambassadors, and this will help you secure their brand loyalty. You must realize that you're dealing with a group of realists. Generation Z is solution-oriented, and as long as you know this and use it in your marketing efforts, they will stay loyal to your brand for years to come.